Today, we're going to build a Battlestar Galactica Viper using 22 LEGO pieces.
These are all the pieces you are going to need. In the description of this video, I left the piece names, count, and design IDs.
We're going to start with this 1x2 brick with studs on both sides. But the problem with this 1x2 brick with studs on both sides are there's no front stud here for me to build out with the cockpit and the nose of my Viper. So to fix that problem, I'm going to grab this minifigure neck bracket. And what I'm going to do is that hole where the minifigure's neck goes, I'm going to put that on top of the front stud of my 1x2 brick like this. And now I've got a side stud to build out from. And the first thing I'm going to do is grab a 1x1 plate piece and put that 1x1 plate piece onto my minifigure neck bracket. Next, I'm going to grab a headlight brick. And the headlight brick, I'm going to put it so that the stud inside the headlight is facing up. And that's where my cockpit's going to go. And to create the cockpit, I'm going to get this translucent black cheese wedge slope and just put it so that the thin end is facing the front and it's sloping up towards the back. And now the Viper's nose is really long. So to get it a lot longer, I'm going to grab a 1x1 brick and just put that 1x1 brick on top of my headlight brick. And then it's still not quite long enough. So I'm going to get another 1x1 plate and put that on the 1x1 brick. And then once that's on, all we have left to do is the little nose cone. And to create the nose cone, I'm going to grab this cheese wedge slope, but this time in red. And I'm going to put that red so that the thin end is on the bottom. It slopes up towards the top to kind of extend the nose and give it that nice little shape. And now all we have to do is build the wings and engines that make the Viper so distinct. And to do that, I'm going to grab two of these 1x2 red plates. And I'm going to put it so that the back stud goes onto the front stud of my 1x2 brick. And it just kind of goes over and into the nose cone. That's going to kind of create that red coloring that we see on the Viper. So I'm going to do that to both sides. And then on this top back stud, we're going to grab a 1x1 plate or tile with clip on top. And I'm going to put it so that the tile is on top, but the clips are on the left and the right of my Viper. So they're on the left and the right, and this is the way you want the clip to be facing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on these side studs two 1x1 plates with ring. And I'm going to put the ring facing up. So I put the 1x1 plate on the last stud on the side and facing up. I'm going to do that to both sides of my Viper. Now, the thing is, they kind of, because of that clip, they kind of spread out a little bit. It's not a very snug fit, but it actually works because the Viper's wings kind of spread out and down. So the perfect fit not happening is actually a blessing in disguise. So I'm actually kind of glad that happened. And now what we're going to do is we're going to connect these two pieces with a 1x2 plate piece. And this is going to bring out our wings. So I'm putting my 1x2 plate piece on that ring and the back of my 1x2 red plate like this. And we're going to do that to both sides to kind of bring out the wings. And then to make them slope, I'm going to use these 2x1 slope pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the thin end on top of that plate and have it slope down to the bottom. So we've got the two plates on my studs on my 1x2 plate, got my slope piece, and there are the wings to my Viper. Now all I got to do is create the engines. And to create the engines, I'm going to grab this 1x1 round brick. And I'll put the round brick into the front of our ring. Oops. Well, I'll get that one later because we're going to need a third one. So they are tight fits. It's a very tight fit model. And so I've got my two round bricks on those rings, but I still need that third engine. To create the third engine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this tap piece. And the tap piece is going to go so the handle is sticking up and the larger end of the tap is facing forward. Oh, I'm sorry, backwards. It's going to face backwards. And the reason I'm doing it backwards is because that way I can grab that 1x1 round brick that fell on the ground and I retrieved and put it into that tap piece, and it's facing the same way as my other round bricks. And see, it's a tight fit, so I'm getting them to be nice and snug. And then all I have left to do now is that top fin. And to create the top fin of my Viper, I'm going to grab this 1x1 plate with clip, and I'm going to put the clip onto that handle that was facing up. And here is my completed Viper for the crew of the Battlestar Galactica to fight off the Cylons as they try to find a new home.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.